Coming up, a little girl is burned while playing on a slide.
And students from Florida and Georgia meet to discuss the Kendrick Johnson incident.
Taylor Kelly's got our local weather, and Kanisha Laybourne is going to give us a rundown on local sports.
Your News Valdosta starts right now.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. I'm Zach Saxon.
And I'm Bridget Wiley. In Loganville, a 2-year-old girl was severely burned, according to local authorities. They say the incident occurred when gasoline started a fire on her slide while she played with her sister. The deputies who responded to the call believe that the young girls poured the gasoline on the outdoor slide to make the slide more slippery. The little girl was reported to be in an induced coma and in critical condition as of yesterday. The other child was not severely injured, and the police don't believe that charges will be filed.
Over the weekend, a business on East Mary Street was vandalized. 40-year-old Lamont Kincaid reported that someone used spray paint on the front of his business called Kincaid and Associates. The vandalism will cost him about $500 worth of damage, and you're urged to contact the police if you have any further information about the vandals.
Last week, Kendrick Johnson's parents and attorneys for his family held another press conference following the release of videotapes by the sheriff's office. The family's attorneys don't believe that they received what the judge ordered to be released. This is what attorney Shaveen King says about the video that was released to the family. Attorney King says they have doubts about the evidence released at the beginning of last week. The time code at the bottom of the video does not correspond with the things going on in the video. The system stamps each recording with the time that it occurs, and it appears that they do not match. In the press conference, the press were allowed to view pictures taken from the clips, and more questions were presented about the case. The attorneys say that multiple time codes are missing, as well as they don't realistically match up the video. The Johnson family received video from 36 cameras, and there is nothing showing how Kendrick Johnson died, whether it was indeed an accident or a murder.
And with this new information about the KJ case, there's no surprise this story is now airing nationwide. Students from throughout Florida and South Georgia have come together this past weekend, what is known as the KJ movement, and news reporter Lanika Alexander has more.
Students throughout the state of Florida and Georgia came together for a 3-day training. They discussed the controversial topic of Kendrick Johnson, and they spoke passionately of different issues in society. The Dream Defenders is an organization based out of Florida who's dedicated to bringing social change by training students and youth in nonviolent action. Their main goal is to create a network of youth and student leaders to take action and create real change in their communities. This weekend, the Dream Defenders teamed up with VSU's NAACP for a 3-day training to discuss the controversial Kendrick Johnson case. The Dream Defenders and VSU's NAACP also discussed ways to get the community more involved with the Kendrick Johnson movement and tools necessary to keep this movement a nonviolent one. I spoke with former NAACP member Amber Worthy about her experience.
It was surprising to me that so many people from Florida came and knew about the case, and they were heavily invested in the case. They cared just because it was another thing similar to the Trayvon Martin case. That's the main thing that they focus on, but the fact that they took this under their belt and they travel nationally to speak to different organizations and that they chose Valdosta meant a lot to us.
I also spoke with the current NAACP president about what occurred this weekend.
We pretty much just went over different tools that we would need to get other people motivated and involved in the movement, the Kendrick Johnson movement, and part of that was storytelling.
For more information on the Dream Defenders, visit their website at dreamdefenders.org. For News Valdosta, I'm Lanika Alexander.
A federal lawsuit has been filed asking a judge to declare the Stand Your Ground laws unconstitutional. The Rainbow Push Coalition filed this lawsuit on Monday in Atlanta. This coalition was founded by Reverend Jesse Jackson. The lawsuit states that the 2006 law is applied unevenly and allows people to use deadly force in self-defense as a preventive measure rather than as a last resort. The Georgia law states that people are justified in using force or threatening force if they believe it's necessary to protect themselves or another person. The defendants in the lawsuit are Governor Nathan Deal and Attorney General Sam Olens. When we come back, Albany officers shoot and kill an attacking dog during a drug raid.
And a new federal farm bill may save money, but cut funding for the food stamp program. Stay with us.
When every moment matters and a hand reaches out. When someone gives blood and a life is saved. That moment when heartbreak turns to hope. You're there through the American Red Cross. Every day, the Red Cross responds to nearly 200 neighborhood emergencies. And your support makes it possible. Use this moment to join us today. Visit redcross.org.
Valdosta State University,
encouraging
in-depth inquiry,
hands-on experience,
service and involvement,
and a global view,
while offering
a beautiful residential campus,
over 100 fields of study,
graduate and online degrees,
and championship athletics.
All in a warm and friendly community.
Get connected and involved.
Do more, become more.
Valdosta State University.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
During a raid of a home in Albany, a drug unit agent was attacked by a dog and several people were arrested. Reports say the drug unit arrived at a home on the 500 block of North Cleveland for a drug search. Shortly before 10 o'clock yesterday morning, police say the dog attacked Albany Drug Enforcement agent Ben Pursley, and the agent was forced to shoot the dog. The dog was killed, and the agent was the only person hurt in the attack. The Albany-Dougherty County Drug Unit commander says that unfortunately things like this happen, and that's the dangerous part of the job. He said officers never know what's on the other side of a closed door. The Albany Police Internal Affairs Unit is still investigating the shooting. 3 residents in the home were arrested following the search.
Congressman Austin Scott says the House leaders are working on a new 5-year farm bill that could boost the economy and provide more agricultural jobs. House Republican leaders are planning to eliminate fraud, cut out the abuse of food stamp benefits, and they're proposing that these benefits be time-limited for those who can work but aren't working. Scott says he hopes they can reach an agreement on the farm bill sometime before Christmas.
Leaders in Dougherty County say that the Central Library renovation project in downtown Albany is moving along schedule. The commissioners were told by the Dougherty County Library Board that the $5.6 million project should be finished on time. Library Board Chairman Walter Chairman says that the board was able to save money when the project was rebid earlier this year. The county will then utilize the leftover funds for exterior renovation and can do that without going over budget. Crews will begin working in the coming weeks.
The American Automobile Association reports gas prices averages for the nation are now 25 cents lower than they were this time last year at Thanksgiving season. Last year, a gallon of gas averaged about $3.42 nationwide as 39 million Americans traveled for the holidays. Prices at the pump in Georgia and Tennessee are about 10 cents less than last year, and Florida's average is about 18 cents less. The current national average for a gallon of gas is about $3.19, and that's 7 cents less than last week, while Georgia's average is staying at about $3.18, falling from 5 cents from last week.
Up next on News Valdosta, Taylor Kelly has a look at our local weather.
And Quenisha Claiborne's going to give us the best in sports. Stay with us.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family. So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. The weather's been nice out lately, but it feels like colder weather's on the way. Let's check it out with our weather anchor, Taylor Kelly. Taylor, what's coming up with weather?
The weather has been absolutely beautiful lately, and it looks like it will continue on throughout the rest of the week. For today, we can see a high of 78 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. As for tonight, it may be a good night to sit by your fire and stay warm because we can see a very chilly low of 38 degrees with partly cloudy skies and slightly windy conditions. Continuing on into tomorrow, it looks like the cooler weather will stay here as we see a high of 58 degrees with mostly sunny skies. For the heat index today, it is a very moderate level. So if you do plan on being outside, please be mindful and take the necessary precautions to protect your skin. Great news for allergy sufferers. The pollen count for today is at a very low level, with the predominant pollen being ragweed. And that's your local weather forecast today. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thanks, Taylor. Coming up, Quenisha Claiborne tells us about upcoming high school basketball scrimmages. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Thank you for calling your GED Pep Talk Center. All right, now, are you ready for your GED Pep Talk?
Being nervous is okay. It just shows that you're serious about getting your diploma.
All right, listen, we all need a little nudge sometimes. I don't function without coffee in the morning, but it is going to take more than a double mochaccino to help you here.
A lot of things are scary. Heck, I'm scared of clowns.
No quiero oír. Danny, no lo puedo hacer. Quiero oír. Danny, lo voy a hacer.
DMC, liking your pep talk style.
Just keeping it real, Debs, just keeping it real.
Louder! Louder! I'm gonna get my GED! Come on! Get your GED!
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Welcome back. Let's see what Quenisha Claiborne has coming up about the high school basketball season.
All right, it's that time of year that many of you sports fans have been waiting for, basketball season. The Valdosta High School boys basketball team will host their first scrimmage game this Saturday, November 17th. The scrimmage is set to be home one against the Brooks County Trojans at 6 p.m. Lowndes High School also is getting ready for their up-and-coming basketball game that is set to take place on November 19th against the Thomas County Central Yellow Jackets. The home game will begin at 7:30 in the Lowndes County High School gymnasium. As Lowndes and Valdosta High prep for their upcoming basketball season, the Valwood Valiants are preparing for a second round of the state playoffs. The Valiants will take on the Gatewood School this Friday, the 15th. The home game will begin at 7:30 p.m. The Valwood Valiants currently have a record of 10 wins and no losses. Quite a season, I tell you. Touchdown Club will be sponsoring a fan bus to the Valdosta Wildcats versus Fairburn game. The cost of the bus does not include game ticket, but seats are reserved and confirmed after payment. The fan bus will leave from the Valdosta High School Performing Arts Center at 2 p.m. on Friday. The Valdosta ticket office is now accepting debit cards. If fans choose to make their purchase with a debit card or credit card, there is an additional 75-cent fee added on to your transaction for the service. For more information, contact the Valdosta ticket office. And that's all for your sports. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thanks, Quenisha. When we come back, find out what the Valdosta's Mayor Council on Disabilities has planned.
And Valdosta joins the national recycling effort. Stay tuned.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
Welcome back. Yesterday, people in Valdosta and throughout the country celebrated Veterans Day. But do you know who these veterans are? According to the last U.S. Census, there are 21.2 million military veterans in the country. 1.6 million are women, 9.6 million are over the age of 65, and 1.8 million are younger than age 35. Yesterday, the city of Valdosta celebrated all those who serve and defend our freedom. The American Legion Post 13 hosted a ceremony at Bazemore Hyder Stadium.
Today, the Mayor's Council for Persons with Disabilities will meet in the Department of Labor conference room, and citizens are encouraged to get involved if you have any interest in making Valdosta a true city without limits for community members with disabilities. For further details, contact the City of Valdosta or contact Kimberly Tanner, the Acting Director of the Access Office for Students with Disabilities at Valdosta State University.
The Central Valdosta Development Authority, or CVDA, will meet today at 5 p.m. in the City of Valdosta Hall Annex Multipurpose Room. The CVDA manages the process of enhancing the downtown's position as the governmental, cultural, and economic center of the greater Lowndes County area. For more information, call the Valdosta Main Street office.
The national recycling rate is currently 34.7% and has increased every year for the past 30 years. You can join the City of Valdosta in recycling more, and the City of Valdosta recently joined the national campaign America Recycles. Over 45,000 people have taken the pledge to learn, act, and share. Visit the City of Valdosta's website to read more about recycling and call the Public Works Office for further details.
Thanks for watching News Valdosta. I'm Bridget Wiley.
And I'm Zach Saxon. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.